So I got my shifter in. You get your shifter in yet?
Yup.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you get any footage?
No, I got no footage, but I didn't get a footage of me putting in the starter.
No footage of the shifter.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to know how to put it in a Corrado?
Because I fucked up for one time and then I had to fix it.
Well, that's the whole point of the video.
Yeah, that's true.
So you showed what
Well, you can look at it.
what you did wrong, and people can watch it.
What do you want?
I took video of my shifter install.
All I can say is.
All right, so today I am going to put the shifter box in the Mark II. This is an O2J shifter box. So this video will be on installing the O2J shifter box in Mark II. Now, I have seen some videos on YouTube about this subject already. I've taken a look at a couple of them, and seems simple enough. But if you haven't seen any videos for the O2J shifter box in a Mark II on YouTube yet, don't worry, this is the only one that's on there, and I'll show you how to do it today. So let's check it out. So this shifter box, O2J shifter box, came out of a 1.8T from the junkyard, and basically I just pulled the bracket, the box. Transmission was literally hanging from these cables, and they still are good, so that's pretty awesome. And then I just pulled the shift tower out of the O2J in the junkyard. It was a 1.8T. This is a VR6 transmission, and yes, it does work. So if anything, you may have to modify your plug, but everything works. Just whatever tower you're using, match the shift box. I did have this in my Mark III previously, so it's already been modified a little bit. For the Mark III, it's pretty easy. You kind of just have to oval these holes down here on both sides to make room for the 2 bolts that it bolts up to in the 3rd gen. And then up here, I had to make a bracket. It was really simple. It's just a flat piece of metal that basically 2 holes in it, and then you bolt it down here. And then I took a fairly long bolt. I think it was like a 1.5 inch bolt or so, and then I welded it sticking up in a certain spot. That way it can go through the floorboard of the 3rd gen, and that was pretty simple. So but this is new entirely to me, and I learned from doing it myself, and I am excited to get it going. So let's look under the car and see what we got to do. All right, so first things first, let's just put this sucker in here. All right, and everything is in the way, as I expected. So it looks like it's hitting here, here, here. So we get the grinder, and we're gonna cut all this out. All right, so upon further inspection of the area that we are working with and the box that we are trying to install, it looks as if these bolts are being used to bolt it to the floorboard up here. These bolts here in the back, there's provisions for bolts to go in there as well, but it's not at an equal height. So you've got these bolting in up here on this plane, and this is on this one, so it's going to bolt in uneven. So what I think I'm going to do is just notch it like here and tuck the box underneath that flap in here. Maybe I'll put a spacer or something, but I think that'll give me a little bit of play to be able to figure out what I'm gonna do on the back side. The front, I'm definitely planning on using these to bolt it in the front, and I'll just figure out what I'm doing in the back. So let's get to it. Right there. there. So here and here, all this comes out. Well, now I've done it. All right, got that part cut out. Got my little, two little edges here. Here, hopefully it's gonna stuff under, so let's give it a shot. All right. All right, let's take off these ears. All right, so we've cut off these pieces now. So let's see if we can get it in. There we go. All right, so that sits pretty flat there. However, I'm gonna have to go up a little bit farther in order to bolt it in. I think that'll work. Go about right there. So I can see, I can probably figure something out for in here and here to hold the back in place. The front, we're gonna have to drill the holes. Drill these holes up there, as you can see, in the floorboard, both sides. So we'll get that drilled, and then we'll figure out the back side. So stand by. All right, so we've got our two holes in, 1, 2, and I got it in. It's wedged in pretty good, but I guess really depending on where you get your holes drilled, as far as up or down, you're gonna kind of be in the way one way or another. So the back looks to clear well, and I may end up just putting some sort of bracket like here, clamp it down. Got the task at hand. I think I'm just going to trim this out a little bit, make room so it'll come up farther. So back down. Oh now, oh now.
All I can say is, don't mount it until the transmission is in there and you're ready to hook it up, because you actually might have to go forward an inch or two, or forward an inch or half an inch. That was the difference between mine. I was an inch.
Shifter was off location?
1 inch back the other way. It was like 1 inch.
It was too far back, so the
far back. So
cables
I had
wouldn't
to go
reach?
up 1 inch. And that was all it was 1 inch.
All right, so this is pretty much it. I am a little close for comfort here, so I'm gonna trim this out a little bit with the grinder, and then I have to smooth this out here, and then I'm gonna spray paint it so it doesn't rust. And then I think I'm on the top I'm gonna secure it with like a U-strap type of thing on that other area from the top to the top. So I'll get going on that, and I'll show you what I end up with. All right, so I have the underneath the car, I have it all undercoated, so it shouldn't rust, and it should be pretty protected. Getting ready to put it in for the last and final time, but before I do that, I've got some of this foam sealer. I am going to run some foam around the edges. That way when I tighten it all down, I'll get a nice tight airlock seal, so I won't be getting any exhaust or water or anything else inside the engine compartment when I'm driving. So let's do that real quick. Installation is on. Let's give it a little bit of tape to help it hold it together while we install it. All right, let's put it in. Now you can see everything is all black and undercoated, protected. So let's stuff this box in here now for the last time. Don't forget, make sure you put your cables up and through the subframe and into the engine compartment so you don't get it all bolted up. Then realize you have to take it all out again. I only say that because it's definitely something I would do. So it's setting in there. Let's just pull it up from the top now. Bolt it in. Alright then, we are in. How exciting. This looks pretty damn sturdy. Alright, on this sweet piece of metal laying on the floor, I just gotta oblong the holes a little bit so they'll fit in the shifter box. Cut it, bend it, cut it, bend it, and that'll be it. Alright, so I've finished up my little bracket here. So let's put this guy in. Should hold that in. A nice solid shifter box. These bolts holding the front, this bracket holding the back. All right, that is it. Our cable's coming up in here and we just bolt it on. And that is it. We are all done. It was about as hard as I thought it was going to be, which was not really hard at all. It just took a little bit of time, a little bit of thought, but it's all done now. So on to the next part. Stay tuned for more updates. Until then, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.